And I'm going to say, hey, this is the beginning of Cruz Mistake, but before the episode starts, there's an awesome Halloween special produced by the one and only Justin Sias. Did I get it?
You got it.
Justin?
That's
all right. So, yeah. This is a little, what is it, like half hour, 20 minutes or so? Nice little treat. Justin made. Me and James offered a little voice acting to it.
Yeah.
A little theater of the mind. You know, it's November 1st. We got to celebrate Halloween still. Keep it alive. So, without further ado, here's whatever Justin titled it, Halloween Spooktacular. Thanks.
That works. See what's on the boob tube. Ooh. That's a good one. Nah. Nope. Oh, fuck no. I want to sleep tonight. I don't know if I've seen this one. Of course I have. Nah. Man. Fuck it. I'm out of here. I'm going for a hike.
Tonight's a special night. Separately, we're very different. But one thing draws us together. The dark. We're called the Midnight Society. This is a warning to all who join us. You're going to leave the comfort of the light and step into the world of the supernatural.
Holy shit. I know this place. Oh shit, someone there?
Ah, Justin. I've been expecting you.
Adam? What the fuck?
Trick or treat?
Wait, what the fuck are you doing in the middle of the woods of the Pacific Northwest? And why the fuck didn't you tell me about it?
Look, I could bore you with the details on how I got here, but that would just bore you.
Alright, weird teleportation possibility aside, is this what I think it is?
Yep, sure is. Why don't you take a seat?
Alright.
No, not there. There.
Kind of a creepy tone, but you are my friend and I semi-trust you.
Here. You'll need this.
Ah, shit. I don't know, man. Honestly, this is kind of creepy. Like, what the fuck is this place even doing here? What the fuck are you doing here? This is all sorts of fucked up.
Come on. You know you want to. I didn't come all the way from the opposite corner of the continental United States to sit here and stare at you awkwardly. It's nice and all, but I could do this on Zoom.
Yeah, fuck it. Alright. Maybe I can find something on Reddit.
Oh, man, you sure do have a thing for Reddit.
Alright, here. I got one. And it's even kind of relevant.
Damn, you found that fast.
Oh, yeah, well, I got a list of scary stories saved from the No Sleep subreddit.
That doesn't surprise me.
Whatever. Fuck you with your jokes. Alright. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this tale That Laughing Voice in Horror Podcasts by user discrepancy _ now. Okay, so I really need to ask you guys if you hear this too, or if I'm going insane. It started about a year back when I discovered and started listening to the No Sleep podcast. I found it at season 10, so I had to go back and listen to all the other episodes. Yeah, it was a great time in my life. I was very content on leaving all the kids with the wife so I can go do all the boring laundry for several hours while listening to the pod. Nope, Dad cannot be disturbed right now. He is listening to the creepy pods. But there was one thing I always noticed. Every time there was an especially scary part, where I got scared that is, there was this dark but quiet laugh in the background. It was repeated throughout almost every episode at first. I just thought I was super good at remembering sounds. Yay me! And later when I've heard it like 100 times, I started thinking it was kind of bad editing. Reusing the same laugh over and over. I probably never would have even noticed it had I not binge listened to all the seasons at once in just a few months. But then, I started listening to other pods like Cat in the Box, and Cruising with Steak, and Grimerica, and the laughter was there as well. At first, I was totally overjoyed, thinking I had found some sort of Easter egg, connecting all these creepy pods out there, making them feel as one. A sort of tribute and some pod-loving thing going around, and a really nice touch added for us super nerds of horror pods. So I embraced it, loved it, laughed about it. And here comes the laugh again, getting closer to the point now I should take my earbuds out. I can't tell if the voice is gendered or not. Sometimes it sounds like a man, sometimes like a woman. Sometimes like there was no gender to describe it at all, considering the simple words we have to describe gender with. But it's always the same, hard and mean laughter. And as I thought, a very nice touch to really get the listeners to freak out, feeling like they're being watched by some evil podcast overlord. I loved it. But then, I recently noticed that the more afraid I get by the story, the laugh is getting louder and louder. Sometimes so loud that it makes it hard to hear what is being said. And if I listen to the stories again, knowing the end and thus eliminating the fright of the plot change, the laughter is still there, but quieter. How do they even do that? And do they even do that? These are professional podcasters. They wouldn't do that on purpose, muffling their own words for a laughing pun. Would they? Would they ruin their own effort? I asked my wife to listen to the part of the latest No Sleep podcast that really freaked me out, and then the laughter totally took over. She claims to hear no laughter at all. Am I the only one hearing this? Am I going insane? And do I even dare to listen to the next episode? Because I have this feeling that if I get too scared, that laughing voice will come get me. Or get in me, in some way. Please tell me I'm not the only one hearing this. Please tell me this is just a joke the podcasters play on us to freak us out. There. Does that suit your fancy?
Hey man, that was actually pretty good.
Holy shit. Grimsteak? Cruz? When the fuck did you guys get here?
What? I've been sitting here the whole time. You walked past us to sit down.
Yeah, you literally looked directly at us when you were talking.
I don't think that happened.
I swear, man. Sometimes it feels like you're straight up ignoring us.
Anyway, so, Madam, what'd you think?
He's right. That was good, but do you have anything better?
Huh? Well, yeah, of course. Just let me find one. Here we go. Also submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this tale, There's No Such Thing as Ghosts, by user colorblindness. Growing up near a graveyard means I can always count on one of two things happening around this time of year. The neighbor kids will sneak around the cemetery and pretend to be ghosts to prank my siblings and I. That, or the place will flood when an autumn thunderstorm rolls in. Last night, the weather proved I was right about the latter. So when my little brother Joey told me that there was a strange, tall man standing outside there, just staring at the house, I thought nothing of it. No one would be out in that storm. He came again, about a half an hour later, to pester me, so I got up to take a look. Sure enough, I saw a pale man, almost albino, just standing in the mud that went up to his ankles. It looked like he was wearing an outfit for the KKK with a blank chrome mask on. Hey you! Get out of here before I call the cops, I yelled. The man just stood there, not saying a word.
Is he a ghost?
Joey asked.
Is he coming to get us?
Catherine squeaked. There's no such thing as ghosts, I chided them both. Get in your rooms, I added. I tried to call the police, but the store made reception too spotty, and there was no indication the call even went through. Then, the lines went dead. All the while, the man in the faceless mask didn't move a muscle. I grabbed a flashlight and my dad's service pistol from the safe. He had told me only to use it in an emergency when he wasn't home. And I mustered up as much bravery as I could to go confront our intruder. In the dim evening light, I waved the pistol toward the man and tried to scare him away without getting too close. All he did was continue to stare upward toward the second floor window where Joey and Kath were hiding. "This is your last warning," I screamed. His quiet behavior only struck me as more bizarre. Was he, in fact, a spirit? I raised my dad's gun above my head and fired a warning shot. The man looked at me briefly, unfazed, and then turned and walked away into the shadows. A wave of relief fell over my body as I returned to the house. I went upstairs to tell Joey and Kath the good news. Instead, I was greeted by an empty room. Furniture, clothing, and toys were strewn about, showing signs of a struggle. I ran through the house trying to see if they were hiding anywhere else, and I shouted out their names, but only silence answered me in return. I scrambled back up toward their room. Panic gripped my body. Then I saw the muddy fingerprints near the window, and I had realized what had happened. I looked down toward the graveyard where the man had been standing and staring for almost an hour toward our house in that ghost costume. Except for now, instead of one man, there was two.
Whoa, that one was even better than the first one.
Whoa, you guys are still here? I thought you left.
Unbelievable! Are you even serious right now?
Let's get out of here, man.
Alright, their loss. Think I could probably tell you one more.
Hurry up, man. We don't have a lot of time.
What exactly does that mean?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, Adam. As weird as always. Alright, for the last time tonight. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this tale The Old Lady That Ate My Sister by user KZ28. I remember the first time that I met her. I was skipping down the woodland, kicking leaves out from below my feet. Being an adventurous 6-year-old, I had ignored the warnings of my mother and father and ran off into the woods by myself. And that's when I came across the house. It was a small house, old, almost uninhabitable, but I still felt myself being drawn toward it as if it was calling me. I reached up onto my tiptoes and banged the old knocker against the wood. Not expecting anybody to answer, but the door opened a crack, and I realized that somebody did in fact live there. From the darkness, I thought I saw an eye staring back at me. It scrutinized me, looking me up and down. "Aren't you going to let me in?" I said. The door slowly opened some more. Not fully, but just wide enough for me to squeeze through. I stepped through into the darkness. I couldn't see the person that had opened the door, but I felt them watching me. My innocent, everything and everyone is good self asked them, "Why aren't you showing your face?" I felt a shift in the corner of the room as someone moved toward me. An icy breath touched the back of my neck. I felt long fingers stroking the tips of my hair. The person then moved their fingers into my back, digging in slightly. They guided me through a door and into another room, where they lit a candle, illuminating the room and finally showing me their face. I glanced at the old woman who stood in front of me. Her hair was long and matted,
and she had a hideous wart on the end of her nose.
Her dress was dark and plain, ripped slightly at the edges. I was still not scared, though. "Why do you live in this dark house all alone?" I asked.
So that when little children come visit me without their parents' knowledge, I can eat them up and nobody would know.
Her voice was scratchy and coarse, as if it hadn't been used for a long time. "You can't eat me," I said. "I don't taste very nice,"
I'm sure you taste lovely.
the woman told me.
Her fingers began to tremble as she reached out towards me.
"I can't stay. I have to go home and see my baby sister. She loves playing peekaboo with me," I chirped happily, thinking about seeing her adorable little face again. The old lady stopped.
Did you say baby?
I nodded. Her face lit up immediately.
Oh, don't let me keep you. You must get back to your little sister.
"I can bring her to meet you," I smiled.
Yes, you must.
She was visibly happy now.
I would love to meet her sometime.
"Okay," I said, and made my way toward the door. "Bye." She waved at me and I left, eager to get back to tell my little sister about the old lady. When I made it home, my parents screamed at me for hours, telling me they had called out a search party to look for me. They told me how worried they were and how dangerous it was that I had run off by myself. I could have met some weird stranger or been kidnapped, they said. And I didn't tell them I had met a stranger. She wasn't weird. She was nice. For the next few days, I was so excited for the old lady to meet my sister. I thought about it constantly. One night, I couldn't wait any longer. I snuck into my parents' room and lifted my baby sister out of her cot. I slipped on my shoes and unlocked the hatch, running toward the woodland. It was dark, but I felt as if the old lady was guiding me toward her house. The door was wide open before I'd even had the chance to knock.
Come in.
She grinned, not looking at me, but looking at my sister. She quickly shut the door behind us and lit a candle so that I could see. "This is Evelyn," I told her. She nodded, not really listening. She reached her hands out and took Evelyn from me.
She's so beautiful.
The old lady muttered.
Those tiny fingers and toes.
Gorgeous.
I told her a bit about Evelyn and my parents, but I could tell she was more interested in little Eve. I felt a little jealous, so I raised my voice, but she didn't listen. She began to ignore me completely, whispering about my sister.
I love you. The tastiest little morsel. The cutest.
Gorgeous baby.
I felt myself getting angrier and angrier. "Look, you can keep her," I shouted suddenly. This got the old lady's attention.
I can.
I nodded, tears filling my eyes.
Thank you.
I love babies.
I'll take good care of her.
I promise.
"You'll give her back. You can't keep her forever," I mentioned.
Oh yes. I'll just keep her for the night. You can come and collect her tomorrow.
If you like.
I agreed, and I left. When I got home, I went straight to bed, tired from being up so late. I was awoken to the screams of my mother. "Someone's taken Evelyn! Evelyn's gone!" she cried. The police were called and the details were given about what Evelyn looked like. It was concluded that somebody must have broken in and taken Evelyn in the night. I wasn't worried. I knew the old lady was looking after her for the night. I would go and collect her later on, and then everybody would be happy again. The thing is, my mom wouldn't let me out of her sight for the next few weeks, so I didn't get a chance to collect my sister. When I finally did go see the old woman, I was shocked to find the house that she had been in empty. Both the old lady and my sister were gone. I looked around the house, and apart from what looked like a bloody pacifier on the floor, I couldn't see any signs of my sister still being there. I realized with shock that the old lady had lied to me. She had seemed so obsessed with my sister, and it was now clear that it was not because she loved babies. I thought back to what she had said before.
I would love to meet her sometime.
The old lady had eaten my sister. The old lady had eaten my sister. I should have told my parents. I know I should have. But I was so guilty that I kept my mouth shut. Now, 10 years later, I still haven't told them that it's my fault that an old lady, a witch, ate Evelyn. I don't know whether or not I should tell them. Can somebody help me decide what to do?
Damn. I don't think I'll sleep a week after that. Nicely done.
Hey man, glad you liked it. I mean, I didn't write it, I just read it, but still, thanks. Yeah, it's too bad that Cruz and Steak had to take off, but I guess in a sense, they're still with us, in spirit.
Yeah. Can almost hear him on the wind. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
What a dick.
Huh.
All right, brother from another mother. I gotta go. I will catch you on the flip side.
What do you mean? Where are you going?
Stay brown. UPS Brown. Peace.
Adam! Oh, that son of a bitch. Leaving me out here. God damn it. I don't want to fucking walk home. Why can't you poofy thing me, you son of a... Oh, you know what? Maybe I don't have to walk home. Roll the credits?
Wake up.
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.
Cruz and whiskey. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruz and whiskey. Get in, sit down, buckle up. Cruz and whiskey.
Welcome back to Cruising with Steak. Here we are. It's night before Halloween. We're here around a fireplace, telling spooky stories with my main squeeze, James Cruz.
What's up?
And my main squeeze, Jerry Cthulhu.
Hey, buddy.
Hey. Just my main squeezes.
Just squeezing shit.
We squeeze each other.
Yeah.
So a little fun fact about October 30th. It used to be called Devil's Night. I found out today.
Still is in Detroit.
Exactly. The vandalism.
Yeah. Detroit.
Vandalism went off the chain. But then they tried to rebrand it as Angels Night. Nah. I don't think it really flew that much.
Angels Night?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, James. It's going to be soundboard heavy tonight.
It's going to be the best night ever. I'm feeling it.
Yeah. The best night. So yeah, you guys got any plans? James, you taking the kids trick-or-treating?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't downpour. It's supposed to rain.
Dude, it hit 70 degrees today.
Oh, it's so nice.
It got
today.
so nice. Yeah. So nice outside.
It was 71 or 2 here.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty good.
But yeah, man, they usually do like couple, 2 hours. We'll hit up like maybe 3 streets. I mean, You got a group of a little group of us, man. So they only can go for so long, and then yeah, like I said though, if it's raining, that's just gonna make it horrible.
Right. Pretty horrible.
Yeah, everyone's just gonna get soaked.
Oh, man.
After I was just bitching about World of Warcraft, I just saw that I got a free expansion trial in 3 days of game time.
Oh, sweet! The algos heard you. Yeah, they heard you and sent it to you. It's beautiful.
It's fucked up.
It is. It really is.
Item claimed. You can now access your Battle for Azeroth expansion trial.
What were some of the costumes like that you wore when you were a little kid, Grim?
Oh, dude, I was I loved being a ninja. I was the.
I think that's a classic move.
Yeah, dude,
for a kid,
I was the Scream mask. When that came out.
Oh, dude,
because that was like mid '90s. Like
I was so pumped with the mask. Sorry to interrupt you. I was so pumped with that mask because I had that. Like I got that mask from. I made a costume one year, and then like that mask came out with that movie. Like after the fact, I'm like, that's awesome. And then I took the mask to the movie theater and like I put the mask on because you see previews, you can see the mask. I'm like, no fucking way, I have that mask. And so like I brought it to the theater with me, and I just was just scaring people with it. It was ridiculous.
Man,
because everyone, that was like a pretty fright movie at the time. Jump scare movie for sure.
Yeah,
like.
Yeah, there was that whole thing, there's that came out, and that I Know What You Did Last Summer, and those really I don't know, but that one was pretty suck. That whole year for that. But I do remember, it was probably when I was either 19 or 20, dressing up in full-blown drag and feeling really comfortable in it for some reason. But dude, I look like such a sexy chick.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. That's great.
Yeah. But yeah. Would you dress up as, James? Would you dress up as Jerry?
Yeah, I just want to know, Jerry, what were you back in the day? Did your parents have to make costumes? That's what my mom did. I remember that. That was before you could go to the store.
Yeah, we didn't really dress up. We just put. I don't remember. I really don't remember. I remember when I was in grade school, I dressed up as a girl once.
Nice.
My mom had a wig. I put tennis balls in a bra.
Man, in this day and age, Sherry, it's possible.
Super gay. I mean, if you look at it now, it's super gay now.
But just think about this. In this day and age, you could be given hormones, and you could have made that choice to become a girl. Then it would have been completely accepted by society. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't want to be a girl. I didn't want to be a girl.
Yeah, but that's weird. I like it. That's what I wonder sometimes. Who knows? Maybe dip my toe in, check it out.
Well, you would never get a real front hole.
No.
Female front hole.
No. You would go all the way.
Just forever have a boy pussy.
I mean, even if you had the reassignment surgery, you don't get an actual clit. It's not like you get a clit transplant. They just cut the tip of your dick off, and that's your clit.
Just fold that in.
Why? I mean, that makes the most sense to me. Why wouldn't that be it? Just bring everything down.
You're still going to get off once and roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah, that is true. Oh man, dude, I think we might have. Oh, I need to check my email.
Oh,
I think I might have forgot something. Maybe.
Nah.
I pulled an old mod out of the.
Oh, that's cool. A Cthulhu mod.
Cthulhu crushing ohms.
Oh, even better, yeah. Crushing ohms.
Crushing ohms. Oh, that's great. What do we got here?
Because Cthulhu likes to smash like button, so he crushes ohms.
I heard that Twitter is going to be getting rid of the like button. Did you read an article about that? Saw it floating around. Yeah, Twitter eliminates the like button because it. I think Jack assumes it's going to cause more constructive conversation or something. Which I don't understand the logic.
It's going to cause confusion and panic.
It probably will. I think that's just maybe a way. Oh, there we go. Maybe a way to.
Those are two of my favorite things, by the way. And mayhem, 3 of my favorite things. Confusion, panic, and mayhem.
All right. I gotta play the jingle. This is the most unstructured, unorganized show ever. And I'm totally fine with that.
James Cruz and Grimsteak. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo. GRIMETAKN. G man, a woo. James Cruz and Grimsteak. Hey man, a woo.
Alright, this is the part where Grim tries to read. This is from Shameless. From the Slightly Sober podcast. Look who's got an email for the Ratchet Ass podcast, meow. Get on my level, because he's emailing me from his podcast. Whatever. And then he says, meow, meow, meow. Loads of love for you guys. Thanks for inspiring and support me on this new fucking obsession. I'm interviewing a band shortly. Step it up. Lucid is an amazing group and you should check it out. Meow, meow, meow. With hate and malice always. Shameless. Well, thanks, Sean.
Not just hate. Not just hate.
Malice.
Hate and malice.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Sean's doing something over there, except he doesn't have an RSS feed. It's on SoundCloud, so I've yet to listen to one. Because who uses SoundCloud? So just... But yeah, Slightly Sober. Search him up. Sean Shameless. Exactly. Sound what? Sound clowns. More like it. Oh, man. What's I'm feedbacking? Man, that sounds about right.
Crazy. Yeah, here.
It's the ether.
So we can all agree that these bombs are a fabricated story, right?
You know, it really looks that way, but of course, no one's going to say that.
No. Well, Cruz Mistake's the home of hot takes, so we could we could say it.
I got your hot takes.
Your hot takes right here.
I'm not going to talk because it's echoing.
What the hell's going on here? Hot takes. Yep. I don't understand why it's doing it.
Did it just break even more when I did this?
I don't know.
Some different things.
It sounds better now. I don't hear myself, so I
really?
think it's fine. Yep.
Is it really better? Ooh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Is it going out to the stream still, I wonder?
No. Oh.
Probably not. It still seems to be getting recorded to Audacity.
Yay.
So that's a good sign. So we're really good?
It sounds great to me.
Is it going on the stream?
It should be.
Here's the test right now. Your connection is not private.
In theory. Here, I got it now. I'm checking it.
Me?
Is it going on the stream?
It should be.
Here's the test right now.
We're good to go, in theory.
Not private.
In theory. Cool. Back in business.
Awesome.
Live troubleshooting.
Yeah, uh-huh.
What other kind of sweet news topics we got in this high energy show, guys? I heard Hillary Clinton say something about black people all looking the same.
It's working.
Oh yeah, we're
I
good.
heard that too, dude. Like,
yeah.
And then they're never gonna replay that.
No.
Like, they're never.
Okay, to her, you know, defense, it was a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
But then again, I've never heard Trump say anything racist or anti-Semitic. So
yeah, dude, he made the capital of, or he made the embassy in Jerusalem. Like he loves Israel.
He's probably Jewish himself.
But the synagogue attack was definitely inspired by him.
So no, it wasn't. So you want to hear some weird shit?
I do.
I have no idea if it's true. But George Webb, you know who that guy is?
Mm-hmm.
Who I stopped following like a year ago because he's crazy. Well, he's not crazy, but it pissed me off that all the shit he found out, if it was true, was never getting rectified. Like the spy ring in Congress, if that's true.
No, I remember that. I remember all that.
So I stopped following him, and then recently I heard something that he was doing was interesting. I started watching it because he tracked down the Caesar Sayak dude.
Okay.
And found out that his real name was Caesar Alteri and had a Twitter account, and he's threatening people on Twitter. You know, he's dick. And it turns out he's Filipino, and he is a instructor for a type of martial arts called Sayak. That's what it is. And the news is still reporting him as a Seminole Indian, which is not true. He works at a Seminole casino, and that's his cover story. The guy was like a Blackwater contractor. He works at a bunch of casinos. He apparently was DJing last week. I don't know about that. But George Webb's pulled all these pictures up of him dressed in suits. He's like a fight promoter. He does a bunch of shit. He's a fucking mobster is what it is. He's a mobster. Mm-hmm. Is what it comes down to. And he was in the Philippines teaching this Sayak type martial arts to people like black ops operatives, types of people. Like, I don't know exactly what the situation is over there, but they have schools where they need to send people to where they learn the assassin skills, like
right?
Where Blackwater sends their people, and he taught at that school. So that was one interesting thing. He's definitely like an actor in terms of wars, like he's one of those actors who go out and get shit done.
So I've heard.
I'm not saying like I'm not saying he's a crisis actor. I'm saying he's,
I've heard two conflicting reports from his so-called boss. One was an interview with her. She claims to be a lesbian and said that, he said we were going to die and like he threatened her all the time. And it was apparently some kind of food service place they worked at. And then another report of somebody saying that he was their boss, and it was at a strip club where he would be DJing. So it's just like I'm hearing so many different stories about this guy, unless he had like 10 different jobs. Like, I don't understand.
He very well may have, but it doesn't look like he lived in that van. George Webb pulled up his address. He lives with his dad at I forget what the address is, but it's facing the beach, and it's the part of the beach where that lawyer washed up dead last year, Wisenant.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so they got that going on.
Well, wasn't there like a CIA connection too? Like,
yeah. He's got a CIA connection through Blackwater.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he also was some kind of part-time something or other at the Parkland High School.
No way. Oh my god.
Yeah. No way. And he has ties to this Robert Bowers guy that shot up the synagogue, who also was part of some group.
Yeah.
That like they were part of the same unit back in the day, whenever that was, So no, George Webb's pulled all this stuff up, and he's like, I think what's going on is that back in like 96, I think he says John Brennan started. They took a okay. Well, here's another. Let me just
Operation Country Buck.
No, it's a cutout. They take they take an operation or a business model, and then they apply it to real. They cut it out and they set up a fake company to run that operation. So it's cut out of that CIA. It's not really attached to it, but it's running drugs or money, whatever. So now this is where it gets interesting. So Webb's also saying now that Jamal Khashoggi, the guy who got killed, was Osama bin Laden's handler.
What?
Yeah. So he's like, he says that he was his handler, and it was perfect. it's true too. It was a perfect spot for him to be in because he worked for John Brennan, Khashoggi did.
Mm-hmm.
And Brennan could feed Khashoggi stuff to get to Osama and back and vice versa. Right. So he's like the middleman between him. Then he gets to write stories about, because he's following Al Qaeda. He's like a CIA plant in Al Qaeda.
Wow.
That's what he was. Yeah. So, and then the reason he was killed is because something went wrong or whatever. But apparently he may have been running drugs for money in his diplomatic immunity 747 that he flies around in.
Yeah.
So yeah, all this stuff is going on under the color of law, which means, it's national security, so we can do this. And what they're doing, this is what Webb says, is that so if you have a guy who infiltrates the mob from the CIA and he's pulling in bucks because he's raised up in the the hierarchy of the mob, and the CIA would then like start a company around that and build it out into a huge business like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And these things, when they get found out, they'll shut it down and say, oh, it was a simulation. We were simulating what it would be like to, run a mob business. So we're going to shut it down. Thanks for finding it. That was a good simulation. Ran for 30 years, that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. The CIA is
they run simulations on the public.
Mm-hmm.
And once they're caught, they say, oh, it was a simulation because of national security, terrorism.
Yeah, it's like you give these criminals get out of jail free cards, and that's exactly what's going on, and it's insane. It just needs to stop. Like it needs to.
But if you check out the George Webb stuff on the Khashoggi, it's really interesting because if you think about all the people who have diplomatic immunity and just fly around, their bags are never checked. They don't go through customs. These people just walk in. So you could have, a couple tons of guns and drugs and heroin and opium, whatever, on your 747 that flies freely back and forth from Saudi Arabia or whatever,
Right.
So
hey, welcome, Felix.
And that's the shit. You're never gonna be able to stop that.
Can't hear you. Yeah. Well, dude, kind of just. It's weird how No Agenda talks about the 6-week cycle, about how the FBI has to regain their credibility. So they set up patsies, they set up investigations, like just to prove themselves as a valuable resource, like to get the funding. So you have that, and then you have like the CIA, who we know have been into things like feeding the public crack cocaine and setting up like drug trade and everything. It's
still in it.
Yeah, but it's like it's almost because prison is a business in this freaking country, and it's so ridiculous, man. They create all this illusion. They create the crime so they have something to bust, and if there's not there will. I'm just losing all hope. It is. It's really. It's just
running the show.
It's frustrating. Yeah.
What else did he say? He was talking about how Al Capone and J. Edgar Hoover were tight.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hoover was getting a cut. It's
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like mafia running the joint.
Yeah.
The real mafia on the street is just like they're paying the government to be cool.
Just talking with my father-in-law today about the whole goddamn Kennedy family, how they were fucked with the mafia and totally stuck in with the mafia.
Yeah, they were booze runners.
And then guess what happened? How many Kennedys are dead?
Most.
Yeah.
Enough to where a band named themselves after dead Kennedys.
Yeah, then the dude gets elected and wants to go after the mob. That's a no-no. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy.
Maybe. I mean, that was the public. Sure. Robert Kennedy, right? That was his public-facing agenda. Who knows what it really was?
Yeah. There you go again with the whole.
We don't know.
Yeah, the whole backside of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What happens behind closed doors stays secrets.
Puppets.
So yeah, speaking of puppets, that's exactly what's going on. Somehow the mainstream media has hypnotized a large portion of the public.
Yeah.
to repeat what they say over and over again. And then when you question them, they scream.
Yeah. And then,
not my
every
president.
Trump supporter is a bomb-sending, synagogue-shooting lunatic. With
so with all this said about this guy, Caesar Sayak, who's obviously some kind of mercenary, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I'll just leave that there because that is what it is. Who knows what he did? Moving on to the packages. None of the stamps on the packages were canceled. There was no postmark on these packages.
Not one.
They all had exactly
I heard
the
though
same
that like
postage.
sometimes they don't postmark these things. Like,
but every single one.
Yeah, I know every one is a little odd. Yeah, but
they all showed up on the same day. Most of them, except for the two that came like the next day.
Some were delivered by the mail. Some were delivered by different ways of, and some was delivered by a messenger. Yeah, like it's pretty weird.
They all had to be delivered by messenger.
It's all.
None of them went through the mail.
No, and it was obvious. It had to be a coordinated event with multiple people. There's no way one person did this.
They're all getting somewhere at the same time.
Yeah.
So what about the idea that all of these alleged victims had this package and just produced it?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call them victims because there was not one explosion.
There were no explosives in any of the bombs.
No.
Well, they weren't bombs. They were just...
Yeah, they were just...
fake bombs.
Strange devices.
Like
IEDs.
Possible IED. Yeah,
that guy, Caesar Sayak, he did not put a get her done sticker on there because he's a fucking hillbilly.
Yeah.
Get her done.
That's
perfect.
misdirection.
Perfect, James.
That's misdirection.
Yeah.
There you are. Yeah, and yeah. No, it totally is.
Then what does that say about him?
Well, he's from what the media says.
I don't care what they say.
That's the brainwashing technique. That's what we have to be aware of.
Repeat what the FBI tells them.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. And what was it, like some kind of like ISIS writing above it or something, and then get her done? Like
something like that.
It was something. It was crazy.
It didn't make any sense.
No.
And the fact that the media connected "get her done" with Trump supporters is pretty bad, right there.
Yeah, it was almost like a satire of. I don't know. It's weird.
Exactly. It was like a Saturday Night Live bombing.
Yeah, it was.
And they blamed it on Republicans, and it's a giant publicity stunt just to get people to vote at the midterms because none of the Democrats want to vote for. Go out and vote.
Oh, I liked what one person said in the Grimerica chats the other day. I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about how the picture on Newsweek is going to be a giant migrant caravan at the border and then 5,000 troops on the other side, and it's going to be this huge picture and say Trump's America and headlines and stuff, and it's going to be this real powerful piece. They're loving it.
Did none of the people? So all these people who want the migrants to come in, did they not see what happened in Sweden or Germany or
this is crazy.
Paris? Or,
yeah.
Oh, and nobody talks about Sweden.
I love the best part of the news today that I read was all the people bitching at Trump. He's lying about the contents of the caravan, the people, because he's saying they're drug dealers and what.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows who's in the fucking caravan.
Like 2,000 people.
Yeah. If anyone knows, it's going to be Trump because he's got intel.
Totally, he knows.
The reporter who wrote that story, he doesn't know jack shit.
Yeah, they were talking. They had this guy.
Don't let a chance to bash Trump get away from you.
Not 1 minute. Yeah, they had a guy on. I was scrolling through Twitter and somebody had posted a section. It said it was like Fox News has this guy on right now talking about possible migrants in this caravan having leprosy, and then leprosy being brought into the United States. Like, oh my god,
it could happen.
It's so out of control, dude.
Speaking of leprosy, did you see that remake of Papillon?
What?
I watched it, dude.
Yeah,
I watched it. I loved it. That was I don't say I loved it, but that was a good movie. I watched it.
I like the original. I mean, that was one of my favorite movies.
I never even heard of that movie before. And, like, it took me a minute. I'm like, okay, this because I turned it on, and then I read the little intro what they were talking about. This dude breaking out of prison like 3 times, dude. Yeah, like it was crazy.
Wow.
And getting caught, yeah, it was pretty wild. And then eventually pulling it off. But
the original, I think, was with Paul Newman and Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, okay, yeah. But
Dustin Hoffman played ThatGuy.
Yeah, that kid that is the main dude in Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
He's in it. The dude, if you guys are familiar with the first giant robot fighting movie, what is that movie?
With Wolverine?
No. The
Transformers?
No. God, my brain. Oh,
Pacific Rim?
Yes, Pacific Rim. He's like the main character in it.
Is that where he's from? I didn't recognize him.
Papillon. He's the main actor in Papillon. He's the main actor in Pacific Rim, like the blonde dude or whatever.
Yeah, he looks like Daniel Craig, like a young.
Right. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's kind of like that looking guy, but I can tell. Yeah.
So he's a clone.
Totally. Yeah, man. So. Oh man. So here
Got
we
some
are.
spooky
October
stories?
30th.
October 30th.
Thing that was going on. I forgot what it was. Oh, the caravan.
Okay.
It just entered Mexico, I think, on the 20th yesterday on Sunday. So, however tall Mexico is, that's how long, and they're moving 20 to 30 miles a day to get here. And now they're mad because they want transportation, so they're demanding transportation through Mexico.
Our rights are being violated. We need wheels.
It's just crazy. Why are these people heading to the United States? What do they expect?
Who knows? But they obviously know they're a part of a media circus. Like it's crazy.
Who organized it?
Somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody did.
The guy who got the first pipe bomb.
Man.
If I had a shitload of money, I would go down there and check it out.
It'd be pretty wild. I've seen some reporters embedded in with it now. Not embedded.
It's all holograms.
It could all be holograms.
They're all NPCs.
Might be.
Quantum computer multiplying
it's
CGI.
an NPC caravan.
Yeah.
Honduran holograms.
Hondurograms.
Damn.
How you doing tonight, Felix?
Let's get back to the mood of the. I don't know.
I'm good. I looked up some candy facts for tonight. You guys were talking about the circus media, and you guys know the candy Circus Peanuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like the inspiration for Lucky Charms, the cereal, was Cheerios plus circus peanut candies.
Really?
Gross.
That's like the full size circus peanut, like or like miniature ones.
No, the candy circus peanuts, the soft,
those chewy ones. But those are a good size to have in a bowl of cereal.
No, same formula. I think is what he meant.
Yeah, well, it said here Cheerios plus circus peanuts candy may not sound like a winning formula, but that's the combo that inspired Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Is that a Kellogg's or General Mills product?
I think that's General Mills, maybe. I got some more candy facts.
Please.
Come to think of it, Lucky Charms do taste a lot like Cheerios.
Dude, I love Lucky Charms. That's probably my favorite cereal. Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm a total whore for like Cocoa Pebbles.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that's like chocolate overkill.
That's a lot of chocolate.
It does get chocolate.
And then you drink that chocolate milk when you're all done.
This stuff is so sweet. It's so gross, but once in a while,
it's like kissing an asshole.
I want some Cocoa Pebbles.
I just got some Captain Crunch with berries.
It just rips your mouth up.
Crunch berries?
Crunch berries.
Nice. Cereal
Your mouth is destroyed for after you eat a bowl of that shit.
Oh, man.
You gotta let them soak.
Yeah, you just give them a good soak down.
No, they're no good soggy. The healing of the roof of your mouth is like a ritual that you have to go through.
Yeah, it's part of childhood. It's part of and every time, it's like it's one of those self-inflicted wounds.
Coming of age, self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah.
It's happening with the captain.
In the stabbing
Crunchitizer.
cabin.
In this, the stabbing cabin with the cabin.
Pound you.
That's funny.
This is an interesting fact. The John Birch Society was founded by Robert Welch Jr., one of the brothers who ran the company that invented Junior Mints. So the
Junior
brother
Mints,
of
huh?
the founder of the John Birch Society invented Junior Mints. Love those. When you're at the theater, those are key.
Oh, what other? You got some more?
Well, there's Charleston Chew was named after the Charleston.
These candies suck.
Well,
Charleston Chew.
It's named after the popular early 20th century dance.
Oh, okay.
The Charleston.
Yeah.
This
Cutting
one
a
seems
rug.
kind of. So let's hear Nello Ferrara got the idea for atomic fireballs after serving in post World War II Japan.
Oh.
Atomic fireballs.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Oops, wrong one.
It's kind of a play on, like the bombs we dropped and the, all the napalm we burned them with.
Nudge, nudge.
The inspiration.
Man, inspiring.
Oh, here's a good one. Until the 1930s, the sugar daddy caramel candy was called the Papa Sucker.
Papa Sucker? I think Sugar Daddy might. I don't know if Sugar Daddy was that good of a change.
Yeah.
Papa Sucker, though? Yeah.
I kind of like the sound of that.
That's not too bad. Papa Sucker.
I guess the word Pez for Pez candy comes from the German word for peppermint, which is Pfefferminz.
I don't
And
understand.
they take the first letter and the middle letter and the last letter, Pez.
Really?
Weird.
Says here.
Dude, Pez was good. I could eat like a whole sleeve of those. Easy.
Fruit Stripes zebra mascot is named. Do you know the name of the Fruit Stripes zebra?
Yeah.
Is it Zach?
Zach. James, you know?
No, I don't remember.
His name's Yipes.
Yipes
Yipes.
Stripes.
Oh, good call.
Yipes Stripes.
Dude, Fruit Stripes was terrible. It ran out of flavor so fast.
Those were bad.
Like after 3 chews, they were just normal gum.
Yeah, that's about it. All these other ones kind of stink.
James, you got some spooky tales, I know.
Yeah, I gotta pull them up. So, if you want to.
Oh, here's one last one.
Yeah, go for it. I'm trying to find some stuff.
Some engineering students at Purdue answered the question of how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop, and they found out that it took 364.
Really?
Almost a year.
Almost a year was worth of licks.
One lick a day.
Lick a day.
Lick a day. Hey, you could call the show Lick a Day.
Okay, there you go. Show title.
Oh, I started listening to your guys' last episode, and
oh, with MJ?
MJ?
Yeah.
Was that tomorrow night? She's staying in a haunted.
Yes.
Haunted hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's being locked or not locked in, but going in, and having some fun over across the street from her. Yeah,
with Casper.
Yeah, everything's haunted. Everything's
she said
haunted
that's
in
like
England.
the most haunted place, and she lives across the street from her. Yeah.
Wait, Casper Parks?
Casper Parks.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Chatted with him in forever. Oh gosh.
Hey, you guys know what M&M stands for?
No.
M&M and
Malted milk
M&M
or something. Oh.
stands for Mars and Murray. Forrest Mars
Murray.
Sr. and Bruce Murray launched the candy. They launched the candy.
It's a nice little fun fact. Halloween. Doing show prep on the fly.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we've been live for An hour already.
Yeah, we're kicking it, dude. Kicking it.
Actually,
live.
for 49 minutes.
When you guys told me you went live, I was looking for my cell phone, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I have
tricksters,
and I had put it on. We have like this little built-in shelving unit, and I'll put it up there. And I got like a USB speaker that I played, and it was playing some Christmas music. And then I forgot that I put it up there. Then I saw it.
Very Merry Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, here's another fun fact about candy. Jelly Belly served up more than 3 tons of beans during Ronald Reagan's 1981 inauguration.
Really? He loved his jelly beans. From what I've heard.
3 tons were.
Man. Halloween.
Why is bubblegum pink? When it was invented, pink was the only food dye on hand.
What? Pink.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want me to play my jam?
You got a jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll spice things up a little.
Oh man, I got some facts here that you didn't know about Halloween. Did you know that Halloween is more Irish than St. Patrick's Day? It comes from a Celtic festival called Samhain instead of Samhain. Yeah, the Celts believe ghosts of the dead roamed Earth on this holiday, so people would dress in costumes, leave the treats out in front of the doors, and appease the roaming spirits. So it was a Celtic holiday.
Rock on.
If you've been around in the earliest Halloween celebrations, you might have worn animal skins and heads. Spooky. Jack-o'-lanterns were once made out of turnips, beets, and potatoes, not pumpkins. Think about that. A turnip for a jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah.
Halloween used to be a great day to find your soulmate. Think about that.
I love you.
Tell me more.
Do you want me to read about it? In some parts of Ireland, people celebrated Halloween by playing romantic fortune-telling games. According to Nicholas Rogers, Halloween, from pagan ritual to party night. That's his book. These games allegedly predicted who they'd marry and when, since Halloween, like Valentine's Day, was one of the main celebrations of the year where young people could mingle with the opposite sex. It was also considered a good day to scope out a sweetheart. Oh yeah, that's right, because you couldn't like hang out with the other sex.
That's right.
In America, young people, particularly girls, continued the old Irish tradition. So there you go. It's just a hookup night.
Can you say the guy's name again?
Nicholas Rogers?
Okay. I thought you called him Necklace Rogers.
Necklace. Old Necklace.
I don't think so.
Some animal shelters won't allow the adoption of black cats around Halloween, for they fear they'll be sacrificed.
Yeah, I have to get my cat all the time. She's out all the time, and so I gotta make sure she's in.
Hey, dude, grab her up so she doesn't get sacrificed.
People saying that when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, it's always been around. Yeah.
Oh, studies have shown that Halloween actually makes kids act more evil. Oh man, I don't even want to read these studies because I don't believe it for a second.
James, remember when your dog ran away last year?
Oh, that was crazy.
You suck.
Was it last year your dog ran away?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about
it. It was at the end of winter last. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, she was out for 12 days.
Man,
it's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah. Because some of that I was gone for.
Basically turned feral at that point.
Oh, dude, yeah. When I finally found her, I'm like, I'm calling her name and shit, and she just bolts, dude. Because I'm sure anyone that's seen her is trying to get her. So it's just like, I can't even go over that whole story again. That was such a long story.
But did she? How was she after the fact? You never gave us a follow up.
Oh, she's fine now. Yeah, she's great. She wasn't hurt or anything. She lost a little bit of weight. She's a small dog to begin with. She's a little black and white, long haired Chihuahua. So she only weighs like 4 pounds. I think she lost like a pound or something, or a half, almost half, yeah, something like that. But so she was eating somewhere, maybe finding stray cat food bowls. I think she was hanging out behind the pizza shop, so maybe there's garbage and stuff. But
circus peanuts.
Totally. Hanging out on the railroad tracks, just living life, dude. Yeah.
Did you guys ever heard that like circus peanuts were made out of horse hooves?
No, but I can believe it.
There's like a rumor that they're made out of horse hooves. And we have like a burger restaurant, or there was a burger restaurant where I live. And now it's like a Marco's Pizza, but back in the day they said it was a restaurant called Harry's or Henry's. And they supposedly went out of business because they were selling horse burgers.
Oh man.
FDA does not approve.
Jeez.
That sucks. Yeah, it's great.
I guess it would taste the same. No?
Wow, no. Well, maybe, dude. Well, that was like Aldi's. There was that big scandal at Aldi's in Europe where all their ground meat was like horse meat.
And no one noticed.
Was it horse or dog?
No, it was horse. It was totally horse. Well, no, they tested it.
But
I don't
just
think
your relationship with horses and cows is different.
Different, right?
Yeah, you don't ride cows. Or I mean, you could, I guess. Yeah.
Why would you want to? They're too tasty.
They're delicious. But horse could be good too. I don't know.
Dr. Steve Brule says it is.
Dude, you could eat anything with muscles.
If you've never seen, check it out with Dr. Steve Brule.
It's an amazing show.
It's retarded, but it's hilarious. He did a whole episode on horses and horse meat.
Yeah, John C. Reilly is a genius.
The last scene, he's like digging. He's got a giant like coffee can size can of what says horse on the outside. And he's like scooping it into his mouth. It's delicious.
Jesus.
Let's check it out.
It's for your health.
So Grimerica was live tonight with some witches.
She was a druid, but she wrote a book called Real Life Witches or something. But yeah, I don't know. Graham got all alt-right with her, and they started talking about the caravan.
Why?
I don't know, because that's where Graham goes.
Yeah,
he's alt-right Graham.
Is she on like a book tour or something?
I don't know. I only listened to a little bit of it.
Wait,
they didn't look too interested.
Like he's against the caravan?
Oh yeah, Graham doesn't want his open borders.
But no, well, neither do I. But no, I don't think anyone really does. They just don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
They're just reacting to the emotions or whatever they're being programmed with from the media. Regardless of that, I didn't know Graham was so conservative.
Mm-hmm. He is.
What they should do is build like scaffolding, and there should be like two Americas. There's like a lower level America and then like an upper level.
We already have that. It's called DC and everything else.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about
a tier system.
Spatially.
Oh, we could use the Grand Canyon. Everyone get in the Grand Canyon.
Some scaffolding.
I like that.
Just put all the plebeians into the Grand Canyon, and everyone else, the elites can have the upstairs.
That like Midgar from Final Fantasy VII. How it's like there's everybody, the rich elites live all upstairs. Then you have the bottom section. Where that's the slums.
Elysium's a better reference.
Yeah, there you go. Something people might get. Yeah.
Is that how you say it? Elysium.
It's by the dude.
I just watched it the other day.
Yeah, Matt Damon. It's made by Neil. I can't remember his last name. Blaukamp. He's the guy who made District 9.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Which was a twisted, fucked up movie that I loved.
Didn't Peter Jackson have a part in doing that too?
I think he produced it. I think Weta, his animation company, worked on it. I think that's what it was. Did the special effects.
They did good job, man, because that's a great flick.
I like how they
freaking biosuits and shit. Yeah.
I like how they pulled the racism angle into the movie.
Right.
It was in your face, but it wasn't I didn't take it as like, you shouldn't be like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's just the way. That's just what's going to happen. The prawns. Get the prawns. I love that movie.
That's just the way it is.
How they're always scarfing for cat food.
What's the big technology they have? The
biggest technology?
They're the DNA weapons.
Well, in what are you talking about? Elysium?
No, in District 9.
Elysium was all about the med beds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just health, like like if you have a limb that falls off, it just recreates it.
Yeah, grows a new one for you.
Gets rid of cancer. All that.
I heard one of those secret space clowns talking about the med beds that they had on their spaceships. And this guy was talking about how the way it works is it projects a hologram of your arm at the end. Like if you get your arm blown up in combat, they'll project a hologram where your arm should be, right? And this guy was talking about how if your skin doesn't have structure framework to grow on as a substrate, it won't move. It'll start to scar. And by projecting this hologram, it was at such a fine detail that the skin actually would grow on the hologram, or think it was.
Wow.
And that's what he says how it worked. And they grow your arm back. It sounded logical to me.
That's pretty sweet.
I like that.
I have no idea if it's true. I doubt it's true.
Yeah, but it's fun to think about. It's like how in in the Fifth Element where they recreate Lilu there with that whole like laser 3D printing machine almost. They recreated from an arm.
That was a magic trick.
Yeah, I like that.
That was a ritual and magic right there. They summoned a demon.
Everything's demons.
She would be an elemental. She was the fifth element.
Yeah, she was. She was love.
She was the perfect human.
Mm-hmm.
Last I heard, wasn't the director of that or something?
Luc Besson
got brought down by like the Me Too movement or something or other.
Oh, probably. No. You can't not be fooling around with girls and you're having a name like Luc Besson. Come on,
dude. Do you know what one of his first movies was?
Wait, let me guess. Let's guess.
Go ahead.
Give us a hint.
No.
What's it start with?
La Femme Nikita. I don't remember if it was the first or second.
Oh, Femme Nikita.
The very, very first one in French.
No,
it's really, really good. Really good. It's got Jean Reno. It's got his usual cast of misfits in it.
I never would have guessed that.
He totally got accused back on July 30th.
I told
nothing
you.
Came of it. Everybody
nothing
got
came of
accused
it
back then.
Yeah.
It was accusation month.
Yeah,
they had to get them all in by the 31st.
Meet their quota.
Meet their quota, like the New York cops.
Sorry,
that cool noise?
It was during the shooting of Valerian. Yeah, jam it up, man. I liked Valerian.
You do your prep while I jam.
Yeah, tons of prep. Jam it up. Jam it down.
Surprise jam.
Okay, hopefully it's spooky. Spooky jam.
It's not a spooky jam.
Okay.
All right.
Hope it.
I could do the purple one-eyed flying purple people eaters again, but
an encore.
That's old.
I actually heard that on like a store or something the other day. Like, it was brought me back to you jamming it out live. So thanks for that, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Cut a rug, dude.
Cut a rug. I'm muting now.
Break a leg.
Wait, let me know if my levels are okay.
Level.
Don't forget to kill your video too.
Okay.
Kill yourself. I mean,
come on.
Yeah, all you people out there in the live ass arena. How you doing? Happy Halloween.
Guitar's kind of low.
Let me turn up my guitar because James says it's low. Low, low, low. How low can you go? It's like doing limbo. Doing the limbo, getting low. Low to the flow like a rap ass song.
Guitar's still low.
Sounds weird. Yeah, it's still low. It didn't sound like it moved at all.
Let me see if it goes up a little higher.
A little better.
I'm gonna set a big ass fire. Under you, it's gonna be a tire fire.
I like that. Tire fire.
There you go. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
Okay.
All right, mutant down.
Okay.
Mutiny.
No, don't you mute.
And I'm not even gonna tell you what song it is. You'll just know when you hear
I know. Yeah, we can do that, and then we can chat about it after.
it. Okay.
So everybody out there live on Grimerica FM .fm. Enjoy this jam by Felix Ortega.
All right, give me 2 seconds. I got to set up my my secret instrument.
My mouthpiece.
Take out the papers and the trash. Oh, you don't get no spending cash if you don't scrub that kitchen floor. You ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Just finished cleaning up your room. Let's see that dust fly with that broom. Get all the garbage out of sight. Oh, you don't go out Friday night. Yakety yak, don't talk back. You just put on your coat and hat and walk yourself to the laundry mat. And when you're finished doing that, bring in the dog and put out the cat. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Don't you give me no dirty looks. Your father's hip, he knows what cooks. Just tell your hoodlum friend outside you ain't got time to take a ride. Yakety yak, don't talk back. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak, yakety yak. Yakety yak.
It's one of my favorite 50 songs.
Yeah, it's a great jam.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Beautiful.
What's that?
No, that was awesome, man.
Come through good?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As good as it can. One of my favorite 50 songs.
The reason I played it is because I watched The Great Outdoors with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd.
That movie's horrible.
Oh, dude. I love those old John Candy
horrible?
Yeah.
That movie's hilarious.
I'm not a big John Candy fan.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe that,
I mean, I liked him a lot when he was on SCTV, but the movies he made were just kind of, You know, it was a really good movie. Uncle Buck was a good
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck was great. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. It was great. Here's a quarter. Go downtown and get a rat to chew that thing off your face.
And the pancakes with a snow shovel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what are you, anti-candy?
Anti-candy.
You know.
But they play that song in that movie, and it's a pretty hip song.
Is that Mr. Felix?
Oh, we got Garrett Lee here.
Oh, special guest.
Hey.
Garrett, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Just kicking it, man. Yeah.
Just hanging out. Talking about some Halloween stuff. Having a good time.
Yeah, Halloween. I know. I'm waiting for Halloween. Everybody's in masks. You can get away with all kinds of weird crap on Halloween.
The Purge?
Yeah. The Purge. What are you doing?
Can you get away with blackface?
No, you can't do blackface.
I'm going to dress up like a female.
Oh, you're doing that? You're going it? Good call.
No.
You'd make a beautiful woman.
I think I make a beautiful man, but that's just me.
Oh, you're a handsome man.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Mrs. Doubtfire. I can totally be Mrs. Doubtfire.
Garrett, I haven't seen you in months. How are you doing, bud?
Man.
It's been a while.
I'm doing good, man. I've had some pretty major life changes going on. But I'm doing good. I've been trying to get everything back together. You know, I went through the divorce and all that stuff. And
oh man, sorry.
I'm trying to reorganize the podcast and get that more professional. Get all my music stuff set up.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't quit. I had to I felt bad sending that stuff out half-assed.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized everything that was coming out was just slapped together. I lost the computer, so that had all my music and all my episodes and everything else on it. So
I've
been trying to get
brand, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rebranded, trying to get Randy back in and start back up again. But it's been a journey to say the least.
Yeah, I bet. Jeez.
So what are some of these roads on this journey have you gone down lately?
Well, I met a beautiful, amazing girlfriend that I've been with for the last few months. She's got a 5-year-old daughter that I've been trying to do the dad thing with. I got my custody of my 14-year-old nephew, trying to do the dad thing there as well.
Oh, okay. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been, trying to get acclimated to all that stuff really took up a lot of time and patience.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I've just been trying to get all that stuff reorganized and set back up.
Right. Wow. Yeah. That's serious life change. Serious.
No doubt, dude. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I was sick for a whole month last month.
That's serious life.
The whole last month just sucked for me.
Felix in his voice, yeah.
Yeah.
But so even stuff like that mentally will just rock your world, dude. And then so have you I don't know, I guess I know Grim was kind of telling me that you've been dabbling in different things lately.
Yeah, so I've been able to keep myself pretty much off the hard drugs. No heroin, which is a good thing for me.
Good job, dude. No, that's good. Exactly. That's great.
I did dabble with the cocaine a little bit, just a couple times. I don't like it anymore.
It's just rocket fuel, yeah.
Yeah, I did find DMT, which is amazing. Best thing I've ever done.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. That stuff, it's life changing. So check it out. So I did it the first time, and everybody's faces turned into geometric shapes and all that stuff. And I was like, this stuff's crazy. Dude. I did it 2 or 3 other times, and the same kind of thing happened. And then I had some rocks. Somebody gave me some rocks, and I was like, they're rocks, same stuff. It was from the same guy, same quality. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try one of those. So I threw a couple of those on there, and dude, I went into a whole nother dimension. I went through the tunnel, and then I get up there, and I'm sitting down with 4 creatures, beings. They were light. They were just balls of light.
Oh.
And I was at a table that was one of those tables you see, one of those tables you sit at lunch.
Yeah.
But I was on one side, and then there's 1 on each end, and then 2 on the other side. And they fucking chewed my ass for it felt like an hour, but I think it was about 5 minutes. They just chewed me out and told me I was bad and all that. It was weird. They checked me on every issue that I have. It was weird. And then I came back, and I've been able to work on those issues and kind of come through stuff. And it was life-changing. Absolutely. Wow. 100% life-changing. It was definitely interesting.
Oh my God.
Did they show you anything? That you can't put into words?
Yeah, pretty much that I can't put into words. They pointed out some flaws that I have in my personality and stuff like that I'm not really willing to talk about.
Was it
no, stuff not related to you. Did they show you any images?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, so the next time they did. So that was the first time they chewed me out and fucking, basically.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So when you do this, how is this? Is this smoked, or how's that work? This version work? Smoked. Okay.
I can actually show you what it looks like. Let me show you.
Smoked and 2 hits will get you out of your body.
Yeah.
2 hits will get you out of your body. 1 big hit will also get you out of your body. 3 hits will get you into the 4th dimension thing where that is absolutely insane. Let me see if I can get this thing open.
Dude, this is great.
How have you been, Jerry?
Oh, wow.
I'm well. I'm eating. I'm sorry.
I know I'm eating too. Panda Express.
When's the last time you changed that battery in that smoke alarm?
In the ceiling?
Mine's gone, buddy.
It's gone. I took this shit out.
Going to check it next weekend.
No, here's my smoke alarm. We gotta take it down.
It's daylight savings time.
Hold on. There's the smoke alarm.
You got cut.
It's gone.
You gotta get one in there.
We smoke way too much weed to have a smoke alarm.
Yeah.
But here's here's the stuff.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's DMT, and it's pulled out of it's extracted from a root, mimosa something, and it's definitely one of the most extreme substances I've ever experienced.
And you can find the raw plants online too.
Huh?
You can find the raw plants online.
It's called purple dye.
Purple dye?
Yes, it is.
Dye.
Yeah, it's called purple dye online. It's like, well, yeah, I can go through all that. It's kind of pricey, but it's worth it. And it's not that I've made anything like that because I would never do anything like that. But if I did, it's extremely easy to make.
Right. Allegedly, it's very easy to make.
Made anything like that.
Yeah, I would never do
a pile of shit. Yeah.
You seem a little like brighter. You got like a brighter aura.
That's I do, like literally,
dude.
No, yeah,
come on.
You
Machine Elves Part 2. Let's hear it.
Is it like is it like a halo? I have a halo.
Oh yeah, now you do.
That light.
Yeah.
The other.
Now your physical aura.
Your physical aura. Is brighter.
You look good. You look good, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I went through a lot, man, to get here. Like it was definitely a process. That's kind of the thing, I got really down for a minute because like this whole thing started with Trinity's, cancer treatment, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then the divorce and, losing all that stuff and going through all that, I got really like depressed, I guess.
Stuck.
And
Stuck,
yeah. And I started to feel bad for myself, and then just like 3 days ago when I popped back into the chats, I realized, you know what? This year, my niece beat cancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of an abusive relationship. I met one of the most amazing women in the world. I inherited an amazing stepdaughter. I got custody. I get to help my, 14-year-old nephew become a man. And I get to start fresh with a new life. Like really, it's been rough, but it really hasn't been a bad year. I went through a lot of stuff and there was a lot of things that have changed and happened. But you know what? In reality, it's a good thing. It's hard, but it's really a really good thing for me and for everybody around me. So I think that's probably where a change they're seeing is I went from depressed and bummed out to, you know what? This is a good thing. And I can move forward now and I can be, who I'm supposed to be, not who somebody else dictated I was. And it's pretty exciting. I definitely I want to get the podcast going again. We're getting ready to write a script for a movie.
Oh, okay.
Really? A script for a movie?
There's a lot of big stuff going on. My company started to grow. I got my real estate license. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good stuff. So it was awesome. Just pulling out of that.
Keep that positive energy, that vibe. Yeah, dude, your vibe is great right now, man. Just keep it flowing right into everything you do. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not as bullyish as I was before.
Bullyish.
Wait, you were bullyish?
You were never bullyish.
Only to newbies. I like to mess with you guys a lot. But whatever. I started the other day and Grim's like, Garrett, stop it.
This one dude says one thing, and you're like, who's this guy? I'm like, you can't come around every 3 months and just start picking at people.
Fuck that
guy. Be nice.
Be nice now.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to get back into the jiu-jitsu thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah,
might be changing schools. I'm not sure, but
you love that BJJ.
Oh, I love BJJs, bro.
But you got to get in a part
of hand-to-hand Garrett, have you ever heard of a martial arts thing called SAYOC? SAYOC?
No.
Okay.
Isn't that the guy that hid the bombs in the mail?
We get to the bottom of
Whole
this.
discussion.
That was so Hillary Clinton sending fucking fake bombs to people. Wasn't one of them a dildo?
I hope so.
I think so.
This is
I'm not sure
bad.
that's just Facebook or what, but I'm pretty sure I saw a dildo with a bomb strap to it at some point.
That's probably what Joe Biden got.
Hey, we got to take a step back, Garrett. What happened the second time you did?
Yeah.
You did it.
Oh, the second time. Oh my God. So the second time, that was just the other day. So I took another, and I was with some people and they were kind of pushing me, daring me, do it.
Oh, that never goes well.
Oh, because it was scary.
So
I was like, man, I don't know.
So you take a hit and then you're like, okay, going for another right after that, or how does?
No, you know what? I haven't been able to do 2 or 3 hits at a time yet.
Oh,
like,
okay.
You take the first, because I do them out of a bong. Some people take them out of like a oil burner or a crank pipe, like a meth pipe.
like a steamroller or something, maybe.
I cannot for the life of me load a crank pipe and smoke a fucking powder out of it yet. Like I'm just not ready for that.
Yeah, that feels dirty.
So I take them out. Yeah,
it
that
feels dirty,
well,
man. Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, I feel like I'm opening a door. Like, okay, tomorrow. So I do it today, and maybe tomorrow I can do a little bit of crank. I'm like, no, I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna bring a crank pipe into my house. I just refuse. So I loaded up a fucking. So I can smoke it on top of weed. That's the best I can do. So the other day I loaded up a whole bunch, and I fucking took the biggest hit I've ever taken, I think. And I went into a whole nother dimension. Let me take a shot real fast, and I'll explain the rest to you guys.
Dude, that's insane. The bong rip of DMT.
Oh, yeah. I got an awesome bong, too. Let me show you my bong.
Oh, dude.
Grim will appreciate this thing. It's got percolator.
Oh, that thing's nice.
The percolator? That's a great dance move.
It's got 3 percolators.
Got a dab rig or a bong?
Oh, 2. Huh?
Yeah, it looks like a dab thing. Yeah.
You can put
a dab rig or a bong?
No, this is my dab rig. So we did it with dabs, too.
I got that here. Hold on.
Here's my dab rig.
Nice.
Jesus.
Dab MTs.
So so I take a hit and I lay back, and all of a sudden everybody that was watching me said I just went into like a coma for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Just out? Like,
yeah, I just lay there. Wow. I just didn't go into a coma. And I lay down. Yeah, and my girlfriend actually so she took the leftovers from that, and she went in. That was the rock. That was the rock one. And then she went into a full fucking crazy. Like I woke up in the middle of hers and had to go help her out, and so it was intense.
Oh my God.
oh my God is right. When you're fucking full blown fucking in a DMT trip and all of a sudden somebody has a bad one, it's interesting. But so I go through mine and I go up. You shoot through a tunnel. Like there's a tunnel that you go through. Like it's hard to explain until you experience it. I recommend everybody in the world does DMT because it will change your life. Like
Hyperloop.
What was that?
Like Elon Musk's Hyperloop.
Like the entryway.
Basically, Jerry just busted himself out. He's playing Warcraft while talking to us.
Yeah, he pops up. So he got it working.
I've been trying to get it working on my Linux box, and I just did.
Nice.
So I take off through the tunnel. I come out the other side and I go in because the first time it was like they were basically telling me I was dark, which I realized like a lot of my life choices have been dark. I went through my whole, gangster phase, whatever you want to call it, mob stuff. And there was a lot of that was bad. So what happened the first time was that stuff came back to haunt me and tell me basically you're beating me up about it. And what happened at the end of that is I came to terms with the fact that, yeah, I was bad. I was dark. I was an evil person when I was young. And at the end of that, I had to come through. So I started praying and, trying to get forgiveness and whatever during that DMT trip. So this one, I go through that tunnel, I come out, and there was it's hard to explain, but it was like dark gray on one side and black on the other, and a squiggly line in between. And I could feel the dark forces try to come from both sides and attack, basically. And I was like, what do I do? Well, this time, instead of calling on Jesus or whatever I was going to do, I just stood up and said, you know what? Fuck you, motherfuckers. I'll fight you. And so I got up there and I fucking puffed out my chest and fucking, come on, like, let's do this kind of thing in a DMT world, whatever that was. And so I'm jumped side to side and I'm fucking trying to fight these things and nothing came out. And all of a sudden everything went white. And I was like, whoa. So all of a sudden, my whole little DMT world was white. And I was like, wow, I just beat them. And then all of a sudden, I realized there's something going on. Somebody woke me up and said, hey, my girlfriend needs my help. And so I jumped down there and helped her through her stuff.
Whoa.
But finally, I get her settled and I get to lay back down and I look over. Well, there's a fucking black. Have you guys ever seen, you guys have seen Cheers?
Yeah.
Well, you remember the Indian in the corner, like the cigar Indian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was one of those in the corner of my room, but he was solid black and alive. And he's sitting in the corner and he's looking at me.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what, motherfucker? Because I realized I brought something back with me, which whatever is over there is real. And I brought something back with me. And I was like, all right. So I sit up and I looked at him and I said, you know what? And there was 3 other people in the room. I said, that guy's talking shit. And they look over and they're like, who? And I said, that fucking Indian. And then I don't know if you guys understand the significance of an Indian in occult life or,
just like a guide or like a shaman or something, or like.
You don't want to fuck with Indians, right? Yeah. Like if there's an Indian that shows up, you should probably be careful. So I fucking looked at him and I was like, you know what, motherfucker? And he was a black Indian. It wasn't a fucking good Indian. It was a black Indian. And I was like, you know what? Solid black. He was solid black, pitch black, like the color of the above your
shadow person, or not even. Yeah.
Well, I sit up and I'm like, what, you're talking fuck. So in front of the other people, people have told me about this, but I sit up and I was like, he's fucking talking shit. Fuck you, motherfucker. And so I challenged the Indian. I'm like, come on, Indian, let's go. Let's do this. And he disappears and fucking runs off. I don't know what happened or what it was, but I defeated some kind of darkness in my DMT trip, which was really a pretty cool experience to have.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty intense, man.
A lot of totally intense.
It was intense. I have very, very few non-intense psychedelic experiences. That one was the most intense.
It's interesting, like how you say you brought something back.
Oh,
like that's.
No, I brought something back, and the thing is too, like I'm not scared of it either. And that's another thing is like so I've kind of shifted gears from the. You guys know I was a Bible thumper, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you were into it for, but
years and years.
That was the source of your magic prior.
Right.
And so I've still been able to hold on to the structure there, but I'm about to join the Freemasons. I am very much, I feel like right now, the way my life.
Everybody's joined the Masons. Everyone is.
Fuck it, bro. Like, well,
good for you. You should look into.
It's a good place
actually.
And I'm going full on Scottish Rite too. I'm not going to go York. I'm going full on Scottish Rite. I want to figure all this stuff out. I want to go check out the Egyptian stuff. Wait,
slow down. What about the Golden Dawn? What about something like that?
No, I want to go. So I'm really interested in the Rosicrucians, but they're too far. They're too far south for me. They're all the way down in San Jose.
And you're too old.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. They'd still join, but I'd have to drive 3 or 4 hours a week to go do my meetings and stuff. So the Masons have a big one of the oldest lodges in California is here in my area. So I'm going to start trying to get in there, but I can't find a sponsor right now, which sucks. That's the hard thing about being in my area is everybody knows me. Everybody knows me. Like even though I haven't been in any major trouble with the law.
We get which lodge is it?
It's the Yuba City. I don't remember the name. It's Corinthians
Talk to Suzanne. She lives around there. That's near Davis.
No, she's in Davis.
She knows a lot of Masons. She knows California Masons.
Right, I do too. I just got to get a couple of them to sponsor me. That's the thing is like a lot of the California Masons know me, and they refuse to be. They're not very forgiving. So it's like explaining to them that look, I'm not that person anymore has been difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My past experience has really haunted me. So I'm thinking about moving out of town and then trying to get one of the other lodges to accept me. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out though as we speak. Mm. The one thing I'm not going to do is become a clamper.
Clamper?
You guys don't know what clampers are?
Judd Clamper?
I might be the only one that doesn't know what a clamper is.
I'm thinking like glamping is like grandparents camping glamorously.
Oh, glamping?
No.
Glampers?
We're dressing up like drag queens and glamming.
So clampers are just here in California, huh?
I've never heard of that.
Look up clampers. So look up Northern Californian clampers. So the clampers started their own fraternity that because the Masons wouldn't let them join theirs.
Oh,
so
So they're like subpar Masons?
Right. I was just thinking like a subgroup. Yeah.
Knockoff Masons?
They are. And
No.
We lost him.
We're losing you.
He's too far away from. Yeah, he's going glamping right now.
Glamping or clamping?
There he is. He's back, sort of,
Maybe.
kind of.
Classic
He's
Garrett.
a figment.
He stepped too far away from the router.
Classic Garrett. Yeah.
Did he freeze? You guys see his face frozen?
Yeah.
He's frozen.
Might have. It's the end of California.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There you are. Are you smoking Swisher Sweets right
gotta
now?
fire up that Black and Mild, dude.
Yeah, right.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, life. I mean, it's been an interesting little journey. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with myself that I made it through all this fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, dude. I'm proud of you. Good job.
I was imagining the Mortal Kombat song playing when you were fighting the spirits on the other side.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Yeah, there you go. Nice, James. You're on that board good tonight.
There you go. It really feels like I've been going through some kind of initiation, you know, and that's the thing. Like, I realized, like, wow, maybe this is what this is, because I went through this with the Christian thing, with the Christian esotericism or whatever.
You know, I think a lot of the stuff, not that it's just you, but it's just in life in general. Like, you know, there's the dark and the light, dude. You know, like, and then when you say you're in the state of mind when you're going through the tunnel, then you're meeting these entities or whatever. You know, it's almost like the opposite of what happened throughout your life, and it's battling you, and you make that change. You know, I like that aspect of it, and again, like everyone, like Grim saying, me too. Just great job, dude. Keep it up, man. Like, and like as far as everyone experience in something like that, I'm fully on board. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that's weird about all this stuff is my hair. You can't tell from here, but my hair went gray.
Gray.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like
it's stress, bro.
No, it's wisdom.
Yeah, 25% of my hair is gray now.
Yeah, I believe me, I got some too.
You just got 25% wiser.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. That's what I've always said is when the gray comes, I'm gaining wisdom. You know, so
of course. Yeah, you're adding another layer to life.
Yeah, man. Right? They didn't call him Gandalf the Grey for nothing. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm trying to get into the lodge as soon as possible. I want to go do some of and that's the thing too, is like I went in and I asked the guy to sponsor me, and then I was like, hey, I'm really interested in the esoteric stuff. And as soon as
like what would happen like when in your first go around? Do you have an idea of like what would happen like when you first start up? It's out like that might be like a beginner question. Like what entails joining the Freemasons?
Well, the first, second, and third are really basic stuff, just basic stuff, and then you get to grow from there. But I came in and I was like, hey, I'm interested in the esoteric, and they immediately shut me down. They're like, well, because they know I was Christian before, and I'm not sure if it's because of my past as the mob stuff, or if it's because of the Christian side. So I don't know what side it is, but one of them they don't want to involve.
Dude, no. It's like Fight Club. They want you to be discouraged. Go stand out and crash on their porch.
Yeah,
so they let you in. No, don't do that.
That's what they do. Unfortunately, my ex was her family is very involved in real estate. They're like worth more than Joe Rogan, literally.
Yeah,
and so they spread a bunch of rumors that weren't true, like that I got strung out on drugs and left her and cheated, and I didn't do any of that stuff. I have not been strung out. I have not cheated. Yeah. I kept all my shit straight. Like while we were together, I was very loyal. I was into the Christian thing. I did all that stuff that I was supposed to do, but they went ahead and spread a bunch of rumors about me. So now my real estate stuff here has been kind of squelched. And I think a lot of the people involved in the lodge are actually probably involved with that family. So it's been interesting. It's been
a tight circle.
So pick a different lodge.
Yeah.
There's only 2 local. So the only other one I can go to is in Wheatland, and they're an extreme lodge. So I would have loved to join the Wheatland Lodge. If they would accept me, I would take that. But I have to find somebody in the lodge to sponsor me. And I can't find a sponsor right now, unfortunately.
Craigslist.
Isn't Craigslist dead?
No, it's still going.
It's just boring now.
Oh, it's not going here anymore. They don't even sell cars here on Craigslist.
Oh, dude, Craigslist is huge here.
They need some like glitter banners, spice things up. Some like
no, they don't. They need to go back to what they used to have.
Some rhinestones.
Yeah. I posted it.
We need to start a new internet where we can have applications that aren't taken down for political agendas.
One fucking dick pic on the yard sale page, and they fucking block you for life. I'm like, well, whatever. Jesus.
Wait, you're selling dick pic? Dick pic?
It's on yard sale?
Is that wrong?
What hurts?
I mean, whatever works, man.
No, nobody pays for those, and you can't see them without fucking Photoshop, anyways. Fucking zoom in on that fucking.
If I was going to send a dick pic to someone, I certainly wouldn't send a picture of my own. So I can only imagine that most pictures that women get aren't real, are from the person.
My girlfriend told me the other day there's an app for those that makes you look, a little more.
Strong like bull.
A bunch of these. Did you see? I tweeted this yesterday. A bunch of scientists. There's an Indiegogo campaign for this blowjob machine.
Oh my god!
These guys fed over 100 hours of oral sex videos into an AI to get it to control the suck action of this device perfectly.
Wow, that's the future right there.
I think it's called the Blow Machine. I don't remember.
I hope so.
$150. I'm still thinking about getting one.
Well, try it out.
I will review it on the show.
Yes.
It's not going to be. I'll do it live. I don't.
Jerry's ASMR segment.
Yeah, just.
With the fucking vibrator thing going.
Well, this is Jerry's ASMR.
Yep.
Oh God.
I do have a t-shirt.
Welcome,
Jerry, you got t-shirt mail?
I've been saving it, yeah.
Ooh.
And I won't cut into this one.
Art and fashion segment. Art and fashion. Cruising with steady passion. Certified cliff wall jingle. I'm talking Mona Lisa wearing bell bottoms and Picasso wearing jingle jeans and Jerry's t-shirt mail. Fails paintings for sale. James Cruz doodling on a computer and Grimsteak's meat art for his sweetheart. Art and fashion segments. Art and fashion jingle.
There it is.
Damn long.
Phil, I love it though.
Which setting is it? It's this one, right?
All right, boys.
You bouncing, bro?
I'm bouncing. It's the neighbor's birthday. I'm gonna go have some more drinks and fucking chill.
Awesome,
well, thanks for hanging out, Garrett.
Yep.
Where can everybody?
I promise you, I'll be back. I'm
dude.
back in the loop. I'll check in with you guys every day, and I'm hoping to get this. So that's another thing too. Is like Randy's trying to get his shit going again. My partner. So hopefully he can fucking catch up on this stuff. I got a new studio. I have a professional grade studio now, not just fucking an office. I have an actual.
Nice.
It's a Moneymen Entertainment in Yuba City. That's the Suarez brothers. They have their own rap group and a couple different groups coming through them. And we are going to be the Money Man podcast group, and they're going to be podcast through our stuff. And we're back at it, dude. So I promise you guys, I'll be back there. My music will be professional. All my editing will be professional, and we're getting back at it. And I'm hoping to be part of the Grimerica FM at some point when I get my stuff going.
Definitely.
I will dedicate fucking one day a week every week to be live and all that stuff. I just gotta hope Darren's not, too mad that I disappeared for so long.
Nah,
you're more than welcome, dude, for sure. Yeah.
I'll be back, I promise, guys.
Sweet.
And we got a lot of good interviews coming. We got fucking a ton of stuff that is really worth having. So hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Good deal,
All
man.
right, man.
Thanks, Garrett.
Have a good night, you guys.
All right, you too.
Later.
Okay, bye.
Later. Dude.
I think he went to the crossroads.
I think he did too.
No doubt.
ASMR t-shirts.
Can't wait. Let's.
Oh, I forgot all about it. Okay. So tell me if you can hear my scissors.
Oh God.
Are they in your?
I heard them. Yeah, I heard
coming
them.
across in your.
Yeah.
You ever see some of the videos that people use like makeup brushes and they'll like wipe the makeup brushes on the microphone?
So weird.
This T-shirt I just got, but I know what it is. It's one of the ones that were on back order from the summer.
Ooh. God.
And
Ooh.
Ooh, big reveal.
What do we got there? The big reveal.
oh, it's like a.
It looks like some dinosaurs.
It's like a
is it-
Jurassic Park. It's a dinosaur cut out of pterodactyls flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Silhouette.
silhouette of a dinosaur
nice
with an
silhouette.
awesome graphic of
I
like.
think it's a Jurassic World
Yeah,
reference.
I think so. It looks a little Jurassic-y with those gates.
I think it's when that movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that. Have you seen that new one?
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh,
I
Did we talk? Did we talk about this?
I watched it, but the casting. I didn't like the casting in it at all.
No.
It was a bunch of kids and stuff. It was weird. It like
oh, what, you don't like kids?
not kids. They were like
Avengers Infinity War.
20-year-olds. Yeah. Infinity War.
I didn't watch that one either, dude. I watched.
I watched that. That was awesome.
It's good, but it's weird because they mix the Guardians of the Galaxy with the Avenger people and Spider-Man for some reason. I think Spider-Man's in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah. He ends up with Iron Man. Like
Yeah, man.
but
Everybody from the Marvel universe is in it. It's
Right.
He's
it's a
not
crossover.
Marvel.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man's
DC.
no, Spider-Man's
No,
Marvel.
He's Marvel.
Is that-
Spider-Man's
Oh
Marvel,
yeah,
okay.
Spider-Man's
Come on.
so Marvel.
I don't like that. No, I do like the new kid.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty
I
good
like the
Spider-Man.
last kid too, but this kid's good. He's good at it.
How many times do you think they're going to reboot it again? How many
Until
times
the
are
end of time.
Avengers going to get rebooted?
think they're
Because
filming
those
another
are new
Spider-Man
religious. Those are new religious archetypes for a new age. They're the
you go.
gods.
Well,
They're the gods.
I
of
know
this
Thomas
age.
Sheridan talks about how not only him, other people talk about it too. Or, I'm sorry, not Thomas Sheridan. Tim Refat, that dude, talks
I heard
about
of him.
how all the more popular comics like Superman, Batman, do have energetic archetypes, i.e., gods, in
Oh, totally.
the other dimension, which you can draw energy on if you worship them in the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard this dude. It might have been him on Occulture.
I identify with the Batman.
He was talking to once about how, like all these like modern comics and heroes and everything. It's the new gods. Like people put as much energy and worship these things as much as people used to worship gods. Like it's crazy.
But that's what gods were.
Mm-hmm. Just
That's the whole
icons.
point. Well, they were thought forms that have become energy vampires.
Well, you think about a lot of all these superheroes, they just represent just like what
Archetypes.
Well, but all the gods in the past represented like things that happen in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Sun
that's how
coming.
those people thought about that stuff and philosophized about it.
So now it's just kind of just basic good versus evil.
Well, now we're force fed our stories from the media. So we create what they want us to. Because we think about and we like, the more you go to Avengers, the more you're reinforcing the archetype of the Iron Man god. You know,
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of relationship. Instead of going to church, you go to the movies. Think about football. Same kind of thing.
That's a huge one. Yeah,
exactly. All these weekly, whatever, ritualistic things, opening night on a movie. Come on. All of these things serve a purpose of creating these energetic thought forms.
We were talking about 3D movies last week, and now I'm remembering I saw that Jurassic World, the first one before this one.
Yeah,
I saw that one.
That one was decent. Yeah,
with the balls that roll around for the tour around the area, and they're like super force field balls or whatever.
Yeah, they have them in the second one, the leftovers, because they got to go back to the island. Yeah,
I wish I had super force field balls.
Get their balls back.
Yes, to get the balls back.
What's the name? Is it just like Jurassic World? Is there like a subtitle?
Jurassic
World. Give us your money.
This will be the last one.
Yeah.
You think?
No more dinosaurs. Jurassic World, the dinosaurs are dead.
Look up how much money it earned and see if it made its money back.
Right, that'll tell you.
If it didn't, it's not coming back. Because Chris, what's his face, is too pricey now.
Chris Pratt. Yeah,
Pratt.
with his Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's why they call him Pricey Pratt.
He was the only good one in the movie. Like,
he'll always be Andy Dwyer.
He's much better as Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, dude. He's freaking perfect cast for Star-Lord.
Exactly. Yeah. I like how he was trying to beat up Thanos all the time. I'm going to kill you. Everybody dies in Infinity War. All these people die. See, this is the thing. They're going to bring everybody who died back because Thanos has the time control. From
that's the whole thing about the Marvel universe. Like they have so many.
The movie for you.
Like in
you should watch it.
No, but in the comics, like there's so many multiple universes and just timelines, and it's just insane. They could literally do anything.
Yeah, I know. That makes me think about how this world is probably run.
Maybe.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Multiverses.
There's fuckery afoot everywhere.
Absolutely there is.
Are we still live?
I think so. We should still be. Yeah. I did see a little error message pop up on the streamer, which I hope it didn't affect it.
I have to wash my hands. They're sticky.
They got that burger stick.
Got a couple creepy and totally unexplainable paranormal stories
on the streamer.
I can glance at these.
Wash my hands.
That we're still live.
I might pop off soon.
All right.
I'll just read a couple.
It's going to late.
Ended on a shitty read by James Cruz. I got one here. It's called Voices in Woman's Head Diagnose Her Brain Tumor. In 1984, a woman was sitting at home reading when suddenly heard a very clear voice inside her head. The voice told her, "Please don't be afraid. I know it must be shocking for you to hear me speak to you like this, but this is the easiest way I could think of. My friend and I used to work at a children's hospital, Great Ormond Street, and we would like to help you. After a series of medical tests, including physician psychological assessments, the patient was eventually diagnosed with a large benign maligma brain tumor. And then the voice continued to speak to
malignant.
Well, it doesn't say malignant. It's malig, IOMA, maligma.
Manga?
Melangioma.
Yeah.
Manga?
A benign melangioma. A brain tumor with pasta on it. The voice continued to speak The voice continued to speak to her throughout the medical testing. After she had surgery to remove the tumor, the patient heard the voice from the voices one last time after regaining consciousness when she heard them say, "We are pleased to have helped you. Goodbye." She reported no post-surgical problems and never heard the voices again. Ooh. That was lame.
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy though. Yeah, a past life one, Skeletor one, Dad's doppelganger.
Dad's doppelganger?
Yeah. This isn't too long. I'll read it real quick. About 10 years ago, I was 8. I was visiting my dad at his house. My stepmother was in the kitchen and I was in the family room. We both saw my father wearing a red flannel shirt and blue jeans walk around the corner from the living room and started walking up the stairs. I followed him and called his name as he went up the stairs. He turned back and looked at me, got to the top of the stairs, and went around the corner. I called his name again. Then from the living room, my dad popped his head up over the couch and asked what I wanted. He had clearly been sleeping on the couch the entire time, yet both my stepmother and I clearly saw him wearing the clothes he had the whole day and all go from the living room upstairs. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen. My stepmother and I still remember to this day and talk about it. Also, it was broad daylight, so it wasn't some kind of uncanny illusion, at night.
Time loop, or what do they call that?
Yeah. Oh, here's a shadow person one. Okay. I was living in a house in Laguna Beach that had been there since 1920s. In its history, it had been a speakeasy, a brothel, and a house for smuggling illegal immigrants. One day, my new wife and I were having an argument. I can't even recall what it was about. Yes. Let's do this. She walked down the block to get a cup of coffee and cool off. And then I was all alone in the house. From my bedroom, I could look across the hall into the bathroom. And throughout the bathroom and down the other hall. Then through the bathroom and down the other hall. I was standing at my dresser, and I just noticed okay. I just noticed movement out of the corner of my eye, and I looked down there. Let's see. There was, and honest to God, this gives me goosebumps just typing it. 17 years later, a black figure. It may be 3 feet tall, and it was only vaguely humanoid. It looked like black scribbles. It looked like someone scribbled a human shape, but the scribbles moved like electricity arcing. This was the best way to describe it. There was no sound that I could remember. I distinctly remember when I saw it, I wasn't afraid. Just like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then it noticed me looking at it. I can't say I turned around. I can't say it turned around. It just focused on me, I guess. Then I was scared. I didn't move. I didn't scream, nothing. I was just frozen because it just fucking came at me. It rushed down the hall right towards me. I have no idea what it intended. But as soon as it entered the bathroom, the door closed. The door closet to me entered the bathroom. The door closest to me just slammed shut on it. Then I screamed. I yelled for my wife. She wasn't home. I went outside into the daylight. Didn't go back in until she got home about 10 minutes later. That was it. That's pretty wild. And a black,
the scribbly,
arcing scribbly thing chasing you. Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Reminds me of the Charlie Brown character who's got little squigglies above his head.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Oh, glitch in the Matrix.
This is gonna keep going.
I'll do one more. This one's the glitch in the Matrix. When I was around 20. Oh yeah, play the jam. No, let's see. When I was around 20 a few years ago, I kept having dreams about a woman with long black hair named Aurora, pronounced Roar.
I read this one before.
Yeah,
not on the show. Not on the show.
No? Okay. This is like a Halloween one, actually, too. There were different dreams, but for some reason, her distant face and name always ended up on them, up in them. I got to the point where I would wake up frustrated and confused, trying to Google her name or find out how I was connected to her. After a few months, she stopped showing up, and I dismissed it, thinking my brain was just being a scumbag. Fast forward a few years later, Halloween 2009. I'm in the car with a friend, stopped at a gas station. I'm about to pull out and merge onto a highway when I got a phone call from a random number. So I stopped the car, but no one answered. There was a person behind me who grew impatient, honked at me, and then swerved in front of me instead of waiting 2 seconds for me to move. Second they got on the highway, the silver Civic loses control of their wheel. It crashes into the car that swerved in front of me, and I called the cops and waited at the gas station for them to come. Turns out the drivers of both cars died. It 100% would have been me if I hadn't got that phone call. Called it back a few hours later out of gratitude and curiosity. It rang 3 times and it went to voicemail. Hi, you have reached Aurora. Dun, dun, dun. Please leave your name and number. It never had goosebumps in my life like that. Called it again the next day because I was that confused about the whole situation. Some woman answers. We get to talking. I told her my entire story, including the dream that I had. She tells me she doesn't know how I got her, how I got her number, and that she had never called me as far as she can remember. Weird. I asked if she has a Facebook to confirm, and in fact, it was her. Checked her Facebook. Holy fuck, it's her. That's pretty wild. It's a phone call and there's a freaking crazy car accident. Yeah, both people die. That's insane. That's a glitch in the Matrix. Yeah. Wowzers. I don't know. You got anybody got anything else to add at the end here, I guess?
This is a totally
stellar episode.
This is totally late, but the song I played was a band called The Coasters.
Mm-hmm.
And the song's called Yakety Yak. And I have a little write-up about the song, I think, in my
oh, cool. In that book?
Yeah, the 1,000 recordings to hear before you die.
Cool.
So I'll read it real quick. Don't talk back to the court jesters of rock and roll. Yakety Yak, The Coasters. The clever teen-centered songwriting team of Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller found its perfect mouthpiece in The Coasters. 5 West Coast, hence the name, guys with a knack for cracking wise. The group wasn't the flashiest or anywhere near the most vocally impressive of the doo-wop outfits, but it always had fun. And through that zillion-watt brightness, the Coasters helped the zillion-watt brightness. That's Garrett. Reminds me of Garrett. He had that zillion-watt brightness tonight. You guys can't see it out there, but he had it. The Coasters, sorry for the sidetrack. The Coasters helped prepare the world for rock and roll. Yakety Yak and the group's subsequent singles stand as key bridges between doo-wop and rock. Yakety Yak, the classic soundtrack of parents hassling their teenagers to help around the house, is the first song the Coasters released after following Lieber and Stoller to the East Coast. It's a 3-minute theatrical production that stands among the towering achievements of early rock. The beat is wild, and the saxophone from R&B honker King Curtis sends things almost out of control with every break. And yet the Coasters assume their various roles with Broadway poise. Their winking irreverence gives the teen complaints a dimension of knowing maturity. Lieber and Stoller, so again, those are the guys I think that wrote the song, would repeat the Yakety Yak formula on the string of subsequent Coasters hits, from the confessions of a class clown named Charlie Brown, Synchro, to the jumping Speedo, to Poison Ivy. So those are song names, Speedo, Poison Ivy, and Charlie Brown. Any decent coasters anthology will include all of the aforementioned, as well as a few singles that show the group wasn't some sort of novelty act. Seek out the gorgeously sung Searchin' from 1957 and its flip side, Youngblood. So that
sweet
Yakety Yak song was released in 1958. It appears on, well, a very best of the coasters. And yeah, a nice little write-up, a little bit of the history of that song.
Nice.
Yakety Yak.
Coasters.
Don't talk back.
Don't talk back. Oh, bitch.
Bitch.
It's a little anime update. Been watching this new one on Crunchyroll called Goblin Slayer. It's pretty like D&D-ish, where and it's good. It's a good one.
I might have to
Except in the first episode, there's like a pretty crazy rape scene where this woman gets raped by a goblin. But once you get past that, the rest of it's pretty doable. It's a good show.
Less rapey.
There's no rape after that. It's almost like they put all their cards on the table in the first episode. They're like, well, we're just gonna go full shock and see if people stick around.
Just to call the audience.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been called. And also I'm kind of visiting an older one called Black Lagoon on Hulu. Whew. It's good stuff. It's about these pirates like in post World War II, and they're in the South China Sea. It's good. It's good show. This badass bitch with 2 guns. Yeah, anime.
I'm about to start season 2 of Castlevania.
Oh yeah, dude, I gotta start that too.
Yeah.
Dude, Castlevania was awesome.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Is that like the video game?
Yeah, they did a great anime of
it's on Netflix. It was only like 5 episodes though. The first season, I was so sad.
The first one, yeah. Well, there might be more.
Didn't you guys watch that Cobra Kai show?
No, it was at YouTube or something.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't watch that. Karate Kid show.
Reboot.
I heard it was good.
Daredevil. I finished that. Season 3. I don't know what else I'm. Video game update. I got Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah.
So life's over for me right now. Besides everything else I have to do. Yeah. So I try to. Dude, already I've taken a bath and had a chick come in and scrub me down. Like you have to do these weird things. You have to eat for sure, but you have to eat because if you don't eat, you lose weight and shit.
Wild
West?
You
get fat, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. This is like super in depth. You have to like scrub your arms. It says hit the square button to wash your left arm. You can scrub it down, or you can have the chick do it for you. It's great, dude. It's so good. And I mean, graphically, it's probably one of the best games I've seen. It's so good, dude.
You practice with like a lasso? Do you have like a lasso?
Yeah, you have a lasso. Yeah, you fucking rope people. I saved a dude out of a river, but he was a wanted man. I got $50 for turning him in.
Do you have to like spin the joystick in circles?
No, you hold it to power it up, and then you aim, and then you release the trigger, and you let it fly.
Yeah, but where's the like swinging action come into play?
I don't know. He kind of just holds it, and then he throws it up when you pull the one button. And he must be swinging it when you're holding the button in ready to release. And then I'll have to mental note that when I go to play it in about 20 minutes.
It's a long ways from. Do you guys remember the CD-ROM game Mad Dog? Like
no, it doesn't ring a bell.
It was almost kind of like it was a Wild West CD-ROM like PC game.
I remember one where you would throw out a lasso. Yeah, like something.
But this one, it was
a side scroll?
Like, no, it was very like generic. Like it was almost kind of like Sega CD.
Graphics. Yeah, where there's movie graphics, there's movie cutscenes, live action. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, and like you basically just like move the mouse to like shoot like bottles to practice, and then the last level you have to shoot Mad Dog, and you have to shoot his hand before he.
Here, you could play it in Flash. You could play it in Flash right here, Felix. I'm gonna put the link in Zoom.
It's pretty cool looking. I remember it being like super cool looking.
Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
No, I love this new game, man. crazy. You really have to take care of your horse. You have to feed it. You have to brush it. Yeah, it's intense, dude. I mean, I don't even know where to begin yet. I've done a couple little things, and it's like I'm just getting the lay of the land and the feel of it. And it's
your kids play with you.
Yeah, but dude, they don't have the patience for a game like that, dude. There's no way. It's just like way too involved. There's a lot of narrative. I guess they hired there's like a different voice for every character in the game. So, I mean, I think I heard something. They hired like 200 voice actors or something for it. And I have, you know what? That's a good thing. I wanted to look up because there are famous people that do the voices for this game. But
like famous people,
well, the dude, I think
Burt Reynolds.
No, there.
Before he died,
the voice of John Marston, which was in the first episode, was oh no, okay, well, Rob Widoff. I don't know what else he was into. I guess that's
Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah, totally. Well, this guy was in 16 Blocks. If you guys remember that movie. Anyway, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, here we go. Let's see if it says anything cool. Roger Clark. He does the main guy. Benjamin Byron Davis. I don't know. I thought there was more. Anyway, I thought I don't know. I thought there was some more big timer guys, but anyway. So I've been playing that, man.
Right on, man.
I'm gonna be playing that forever. So, boom, boom, ba-doom, boing, yeah.
I told you guys I watched the Dirt Bike Kid, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's pretty funny.
That's good.
The funniest part is there's just this random older guy who he shows up when the magical dirt bike changes hands, and he's just this one-off random guy who's like, this young boy doesn't deserve the motorcycle, but you're just right for this motorcycle. And he pops in the beginning, and then he pops in at the end, and there's never any explanation as to who this random guy is. Yeah. And the funniest scene is I was watching it with my wife. There's mud flaps for the motorcycle, and the kid brings it home, and they're really droopy mud flaps because they're full of mud, and it's really messy. And I have these really vivid memories of seeing the scene where he cleans up the bike and just cleans all the mud off and makes it real nice. And the scene is the mud flaps are really droopy, and then he wipes them down, and they start kind of going back up. And all I could think is just it being a sexual innuendo because it looks like
droopy mud flaps.
Yeah, they get he wipes them down, and they kind of get erect.
They're all dirty.
because it is kind of a little boyhood dream of getting a motorcycle.
These hidden things. Yeah. Oh man, every kid. I've always wanted a motorcycle. My mom, dad, buy me a fucking dirt bike. They just stare at you like you're fucking.
but they're playing this really cheesy 80s kind of synthy rock instrumental as he's cleaning it up, and it's got a lot of emotion.
They're all into it and shit. Yeah.
But it's freaking funny. It's probably a half hour, 45 minutes too long, and the motorcycle actually flies through the air. So there's he has these nights where he goes out on the town and he runs into a biker gang, and the motorcycle or the dirt bike whoops the motorcycle gang's leader, and he'll he flies through the sky it's actually a magic carpet ride.
Yeah, it turns like E.T.
Yeah, and he flies over Chicago or whatever city he's in, and there's skyscrapers, and it's pretty unbelievable. And yeah,
Sounds
it's just like a half hour, 45 minutes too long, but it's again one of those movies where it's like so bad it's good when you watch.
That's why I love Rad.
like Death Race.
Dude, I saw the new one. It's on Netflix. It's same idea, but
more violent, right?
Yeah, it's pretty violent. Yeah. There was another one they made a really crappy one. This one was way better. You know, the first one, Jesus, Death Race. Oh my god. Well, that was a remake from one from a long time ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Heath Carradine or something.
Yeah.
David Carradine.
You always have the one scene where someone just gets annihilated by a car because they're all fucked up and limping out into the raceway for some reason.
Right.
Like just getting mowed down. Classic. And then oh man, I don't know what else. Yeah, so I don't know. That's all I've been doing.
I cut metal this weekend. Are we done? Are we done yet?
I mean, we're still going.
This is a marathon. This is
I love marathons. Yeah, I never took any shop class. My school didn't have shop classes. I never did anything geeky stuff. Yeah, so I bought a wood lathe. Last May off of Craigslist for like $100.
Yeah,
and it's been sitting in my garage. And the dude gave me a bunch of tools, but they're dull, and I'd have to buy a bench grinder to sharpen them, and it's a pain in the ass. And I somehow in my head have it that I need to get $1,000 worth of tools before I can even start turning.
It's all about tools. That's all about your equipment, dude.
It's all about your attitude. So
okay, there you go. Yeah.
This weekend I got a bug up my ass. I cleaned out my garage. I set up my lathe.
Nice.
And because about 2 weeks ago I found a bunch of videos which tell you how to make your own carbide cutter wood lathe tools. So I went out this week. I cleaned my garage. I got everything set up. I went out and bought the necessary stuff. I probably spent $150 because I don't have any other tools. I had to buy an angle grinder.
Yep.
A saw.
So what are you going to be working on? Like
clamps.
What's your ideas, or you just want to start messing around, basically?
Full cart.
Well, first off, I'm making 6 carbide cutter tools.
Okay.
They're going to be a foot long or so, foot and a half long. I'll show you those when I get them done. I'm going to film it also, make a video.
Cool.
But after that, I will be able to turn bowls, wood bowls, or little boxes. You know, I can turn. I have a 12-inch lathe, so I can turn a lot of stuff.
Make baseball bats,
mini bats.
Make
mini bats.
Cruising with steak bats.
Yes. But I'm on the lookout for a welding machine right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to be learning how to weld, and that will take me in. And I'll get enough grinding with my grinder, and I'm going to be building a belt sander after that.
Check out my local Lincoln Electric. They're one of the biggest companies that make welders.
I want to spend like $50 on a welding machine.
They may have small ones. Yeah,
check out Craigslist.
I've already been on Craigslist. They don't have. There's a couple things I'm going to get, but I'm going to try and build them myself. It's like a belt sander. But once I have my lathe up and I know how to weld, I will be working on building my forge and looking for an anvil so I can start blacksmithing.
Dude, that's awesome.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. It's my year of hands-on tool learning.
Nice.
I gave up secret space program for blacksmith.
I dig it, dude. That's why I like the Old West. I love the idea, I'm sure it was a fucking shit show in real life back then, but the Wild West, dude. It's just, it's like
it's your boyhood dream.
Right. Yeah. I'd love to do one of those, go be a cowboy for a week.
City Slickers.
Yeah. I would love it.
Billy Crystal.
I've ridden horses and stuff. I've ridden horses on mountainsides. I'm not like I do this all the time. I've done that before. One time in West Virginia when I went rafting, I took a badass horse ride.
So you were rafting on a horse?
Totally. It was me and I was on the horse. Yeah.
In a raft?
Yeah, and then I would get up and I would stand up and like surf on top of the horse. So it was like this crazy Eiffel Tower thing. Surf going down rapids. It was insane. That was totally made up. That never happened. But I did ride a horse next to the river and up the sides of mountains and shit, which was pretty cool. Then yeah, you really do have that weird horse crotch thing going when you're riding a horse. You get off all bow-legged and shit. You're like, brr.
That's why chicks ride side saddle.
Yeah.
I thought it was because they'd be coming the entire time.
From horse guys.
just the entire time.
Just constantly coming.
Those are called horsegasms.
Horsegasms.
Oh,
that's all I thought.
I thought you were implying that James should ride side saddle.
Oh yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah.
I was. You know, you don't want the crotch bow-legged shit.
I don't want my balls being smashed constantly.
Get a saddle that fits. That's one.
Oh, in that game, like even your horse, when it's cold out, your horse's balls shrink. Like that's how detailed it is.
And on that note, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should probably just wrap the show up. Thanks, guys.
I want to know why the balls of the horse shrink, and you need to see it. This
is wonderful.
I'll film it on my TV and I'll post it in the chat. Everyone, yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Redemption 2, is that what it is?
Yep.
Thanks for joining us. Sir Felix, bandcamp.com, noxmente.com, cruisingwithsteak.grimsteak.com.
There you go.
And
Hamster Dance. You gotta build that
hamsterdance.com. And check out Homestar Runner.
Don't forget to go to cocksteak.com and
cucksteak.com works too.
Whitehouse.gov.
Conspiracygnome.com.
Conspiracy Gnome, check that out. Thanks for
saddle.
listening, guys. Another great show. No, yeah.
Sponsored by MeUndies.
MeUndies, Stamps.com, ZipRecruiter, Blue Apron, and plenty of dicks. And, all right.
And a bag of dicks.
All right, goodbye.
A bag of dicks.
Boom. We're off there. And podcast is
my soulmate, whistling like a tea kettle, playing that seductive game, running through the meadow, amongst the flower petals, she likes to swing on the swing set, singing 90s hit songs, 90s hit songs. How do you unfold your music? Have you got a computer synced up to an auto-tuner? Oh, woo-hoo-hoo. I got psychedelic in the summer. Man, it was a bummer when the leaves turn black. I tried to reach you, but my limbs were broken. How do you unfold your music? Have you got a computer synced up to an auto-tuner? Oh, woo-hoo-hoo. Like a light at the end of a tunnel, I hear my soulmate whistling like a tea kettle, playing that seductive game, running through the meadow, amongst the flower petals. She likes to swing on the swing set, singing 90s hit songs, 90s hit songs. How do you unfold your music? Have you got a computer synced up to an auto-tuner? Oh, woo-hoo-hoo. got a computer synced up to an auto-tuner.